14th. Call to order this meeting of the New Shoreham Board of License Commissioners. It is 4 p.m. First item on our agenda is a public hearing for a new beverage license, 585 Beach Ave LLC, stockholder Frank DBH Jr. doing business as Spring House New Harbor, 585 Beach Avenue, Plat 5, Lot 92. Hey, Dylan. Now before you start, I just want to,
I'm just
yeah.
gonna ask you to hold for just a moment. We're waiting for the attorneys to drop in.
Oh, okay.
So I'm in touch with them and they should be there in a second.
Sorry, Dylan. Just,
Here we go.
there's James.
I didn't think it was joining this.
I didn't. I convened and went to that. Yeah. Yeah. Can I have a motion to open the public hearing? Second. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Dylan, I assume you're here on behalf of the applicant. What? Look, we have three things we can do here. We've gotten a lot of feedback on this, as you know. We can deny the application. We can continue the hearing to a later date, which would give the applicant time to get the special use permit. We can approve the license pending receipt of a special use permit. I want to give you time to speak, but I just want to be frank with you that my opinion is that this should go to zoning first for a special use permit. We'll have as tight a turnaround time as we can to ensure that you can come before us when, after zoning acts, if they grant you the special use permit. I tend not to be a big fan of this is just me personally, of issuing liquor permits sort of on the come. And as someone who served on zoning, it would kind of bend me out of shape if I were on zoning and the town council acted to approve a liquor permit and zoning had not even seen an application. So I don't know what others think about that, but that's my take on it.
So I'm not inclined to make a decision before the zoning board makes a decision, but I want to make sure that we clarify that we're gonna talk about the liquor license and the outdoor entertainment license separately, right?
Right.
Okay. So we're just speaking now about the liquor.
Right now,
license
talking about the
application.
liquor license.
Okay,
yes.
thanks.
You have thoughts about that?
Yeah, I'm in agreement that I'd like the matter to go before zoning prior to any action here.
Martha?
Did you give us your name for the record?
Dylan Conley on behalf of the applicant.
Yeah,
we've had a few exceedingly, I felt, unorthodox applications in the past. I've voted against them because they've not been in proper format. And I'm pleased that my colleagues have come around to seeing that I don't think there's any percentage in are going through with this prior to it having been before zoning, and it can further muck up the zoning process.
So, Mr. Chairman, given that presentation, I'd actually just like a moment to have a conversation with my client.
Sure, absolutely.
I appreciate that. Mr. Chairman, admittedly terrible at math, but I can count to 4. So I think we're gonna request a continuance, for this board's application. Before I walked in this room, I did drop off the special use permit application.
Great.
That's all the information. So that's fully submitted, and so hopefully we can hear that soon, and then I'll be right back in front of you.
A lot of this is precedent and procedure. You know, I just want to make that clear. Within the public hearing, do we make the motion to continue to a date certain? What do you think, 90 days?
Will you be taking additional comments?
Not if it's not before us, we're actually moving it. Presumably the zoning board will take comments when the special use permit is filed. The application is filed, and Dylan just said that he filed that today.
I believe that the process is about 4 months for the special use permit. If you want to be, more lenient than that, you can go with 3 and we can always continue it again.
Why don't
or
we
you
go
can
with
choose
3,
4.
just because I think that sort of sends the right message,
So, I think that's February 19th
okay?
of 2025.
Can I have a motion to continue this until, what'd you say?
February 19th.
February 19th, 2025, please. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Opposed, no. Ayes have it. Thank you, Dylan. Really appreciate it. All right, now we have our public hearing on, actually, can I have no, we don't adjourn it. Can I have a motion to open the public hearing for annual beverage license renewals,
No
please?
move.
Second? Yeah, please, if I got something.
No, you. Are they aware we're still doing outdoor entertainment?
I don't think we're gonna do an I mean,
No.
You want me to mention it?
yeah,
Wasn't
probably.
sure.
Might be coming back to this.
That's fine.
yeah, I'll talk to Dylan in a second. They'll be here and we can talk about it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, when we get there. Yeah. So the public hearing is open on item 2. First is receive and act on Class A beverage license applications, Maclac. Stockholders Mark Helterline, Mary Jane Balser doing business as the Block Island Grocery on Ocean Ave. Are there any comments? Hello. Any comments, anything? Then, yeah. Yeah, can you just come up and say I'm here representing the name? Hello, everyone. There's Julie, Block Island Grocery. Perfect, thank you. Any questions?
No. Motion to approve.
Motion would be in order to renew a Class A license to Maclac Enterprises doing business at Block Island Grocery pursuant to a site plan on file and pending any outstanding documentation and fees.
So moved.
Second?
Can
Yeah.
I just ask too, since the report that we had from the police chief last week that I'm looking for. Had a number of police calls to the grocery. I just want him to clarify that none of them were related to the liquor license. I mean, I'm sure they weren't.
When we put in our system. Paul, can you just come up to a microphone, please? Sorry. Hang down.
A lot of, everything that we respond to is recorded in CAD and it's recorded by location. So if there's a minor motor vehicle accident in the parking lot, it's recorded as the BIG because that's the location. So in the majority of those calls, it's things of that nature. They were not anything to do with the liquor license itself or any issues there.
Okay, I mean, I pretty much assumed that, but I wanted you to clarify that. Thanks.
Thank you, Paul. Right, so motion's been made and seconded.
Okay. I was gonna add to that a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. If we have any questions with IDs, we have been calling to the police officers to come and help us with that. Some of those calls could be that.
Right.
We have a motion that has been made and seconded to grant a Class A license to Macwac. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Redbird Liquor Store. Anybody here? Barry? Hello.
Carrie Todd, Redbird Liquor.
Terrific. Any questions for Karen?
I don't have any.
Then a motion would be in order to renew a Class A license issued to Redbird Liquor Store doing business as Redbird Liquor Store pursuant to a site plan on file and pending any outstanding documentation and fees.
Moved.
So I just have the same question, right? Because on here it says there were 5 calls to the early. I'm assuming it's
Same thing.
the same. Sorry, but.
It's all like the basic stuff. If they have an issue with ID checks or, there's very few problems there. It's not really related to their license. It's more of them trying to be diligent and making sure that the people have proper ID.
Chief, we got a full house tonight, but your mic is on over there. If it's not too inconvenient, you might be able to drag that podium out. To save you. No, I pull it out this way. We're going back and forth. So a motion would be in order to renew a Class A license to Redbird doing business as Redbird Liquor Store pursuant to a site plan on file and pending any outstanding documentation. Second. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Terry. Next, we have receive and act on a Class BH beverage license to the Manatee's Restaurant Inc., stockholder Blake Philippi and Paul Philippi doing business as Manatee's on Spring Street.
Hello, I'm Paul Philippi here for the Manatees.
Just curiosity, I think I asked this last year. This has been working out for you?
Not as well as we thought, but it's more of an amenity for our guests.
Okay, thanks.
I don't have any questions. For the applicant, motion to approve. So a motion be in order to renew a Class BH license issued to Manatee's doing business as Manatee's Restaurant, Plat 7, Lot 27 pursuant to a site plan on file and pending any outstanding documentation and fees.
Moved.
Second, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Boy, it's tough getting old. I have a hard time reading this small print.
Oh, way to give it a few years.
Well, I have bifocals. Next is receive and act on Class BM beverage license application for JJJ 13 LLC. Members Justin Jones and Mark Jones doing business as Mohegan Cafe, Water Street.
Justin Jones, Mohegan.
Hey, Justin, how are you?
Good, how you doing?
Any questions for Justin? From the council? No? If not, a motion would be in order to renew a Class BM license to JJJ 13 LLC doing business as Mohegan Cafe pursuant to a site plan on file and pending any outstanding documentation and fees.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next is to receive an act on a class BDL beverage license application for Block Island Pizza Pie Company LLC. Member Kevin Finnegan, doing business as Block Island Pizza Pie Company, Corn Neck. Hello,
Kat Harrington,
how are you?
good.
Any questions for Kat?
I have a couple. So this business wasn't open all last summer,
Correct.
correct? So you're planning on being open
Yes,
this coming summer?
yes.
And my other question is, this map is done a little differently than it was last year. So your service and consumption area, where are you planning on that?
I have to look at the map, but I'm pretty sure that it was, the service is inside maybe, and then the consumption is out at the tables where the, people are going to be sitting at picnic tables and
Right,
stuff.
on like the gravel area?
Yeah, yeah.
Out front, okay.
Not the parking lot.
Right, definitely not the parking lot. Okay, but confined to the pizza part of the property?
Yes.
And not the retail store?
Oh, no, no.
Okay. Great, thanks.
These maps have not looked at as well as I hope they will. That's our technology.
They're a little confusing. Last year, the consumption area was highlighted in yellow, and this year, the property line is highlighted in yellow, so it's a little different.
Keisha, is the yellow line the property line?
Yes, that is the lot line. This is the transfer of license?
Mm-mm.
No. No, it's not a transfer.
Okay, it says so.
Oh, the applicant on this section. Correct.
Oh, that must be an error. It does say so on the application transfer of license.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's an error.
Yeah, I know. If not, motion would be in order to renew a Class BVL license to Block Island Pizza Pie Company LLC, member Kevin Finnegan, doing business as Block Island Pizza Pie Company, Corn Neck Road, pursuant to a site plan on file and pending any outstanding documentation and fees.
So moved.
Second.
With the change of that one item, with the change of the transfer of license to a no.
This looks like last year's license.
I can withdraw that motion if you need.
Closed from dates.
Oh, yeah. It is this year's license. It looks like it was an oversight of that the dates weren't updated. I will say this is the second time, we're just going through the renewal process with this program. So we are really, we're still working on kinks and, we ask you for grace.
So they should be.
So can we assume that you intend to apply to close from 10/1/24 to 5/1/25?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
We can't just operate on assumption.
Okay, I understand that. I don't want to change it.
The application says.
I do want to change it. Who's on second?
So that motion is with those changes, Millie, is that acceptable? Procedurally?
It is not an application.
Yes, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed, no, the ayes have it. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Next is receive and act on a Class BV beverage license. The first being Block Island Resorts Inc., stockholders Rita Draper and Mark Abrams, doing business at 1661 in Spring Street.
Hello, Seth Draper on behalf of Block Island Resorts.
Terrific. Any questions for Seth?
Nope.
No? A motion would be in order then to renew Class BV license to Block Island Resorts Inc., stockholders Rita Draper and Mark Abrams, doing business as 1661 Inn pursuant to a site plan on file and pending any outstanding documentation and fees.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Thank you.
Thanks.
Next is Aldo's Place Inc., stockholders Stephen E. Papa and Anna R. Papa, Christina L. Papa, and Stephen N. Papa, doing business as Aldo's Restaurant and Pizza, Weldon's Way. Hey, Rosemary.
Hi, Rosemary Tobin here for Aldo's Pizza and Place. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. Place Inc. and Aldo's Restaurant and Pizza.
Motion to approve the applicant.
So motion in order to renew a Class BV license issued to Aldo's Place pursuant to a site plan on file and pending any outstanding documentation and fees. Motion's been made. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Ayes have it. Thank you very much, Rosemary. Next up is, Two Tickets AI Management LLC, members Gregory Farron and Douglas Farron, doing business as the Atlantic Inn. Hello,
Rick Scully on behalf of the Atlantic Inn.
Rick, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Any questions?
A motion to approve the applicant.
Motion has been made to approve to renew a Class BV license pursuant to a site plan on file and pending any outstanding documentation and fees. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 No, the ayes have it. Next is Shoreham Inc., stockholder Stephen C. Philippe, doing business at Ballard's Inn, Water Street. Hey, Steve. Good. Thank you for coming. My understanding is that our solicitors and your counsel are working together, and we're gonna postpone this as briefly as possible.
Yeah, perfect. And then just to be clear, I don't think I need to come back. You know, that's what Mr. Callahan said, you know?
Maybe so. Good evening, Steve. How are you?
Yeah, hey, Nick, how are you?
Maybe so. We're happy to communicate with your lawyer. We have ongoing conversations with him, Steve. So we'll let you know. There'll be no surprises. And Keith, just schedule wise, as you know, there's some conversations as to how to handle this property. From what I'm told, there were no major issues last year, which is an excellent thing. I learned today that our clerks, our staff, who are wonderful, have a multi-day conference next week and are unavailable. So my suggestion would be to continue this to 11:25. I had only learned that this afternoon. So I think that would be the next available date for us to have some time to chat and then reconvene as a council, if that's okay with both the board and Mr. Filippi.
Yep, that's fine, Nick. Is that going to be closed session or is that going to be open session?
No, 11:25 will be open session. That's where we would continue today's hearing to.
Okay, so you probably need me back on that day, 11:25? I'll plan on coming.
How about we let you know if you don't have to be in?
I'll be here.
Okay.
Okay, great. All right.
Is that okay, Keith?
Yeah, that's fine.
Very
so
good.
We have a motion to continue this application, the Shoreham Inc. application,
to November 25th.
Well, I was just saying to Millie, I won't be here. Well, that's like right before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Sorry. I should have made you aware of that before.
What?
Just not that organized.
All right. So that would be Monday, the 25th. What about Friday, the 22nd? Is that too soon? That's.
Yeah, we won't be here that
That's-
next week.
So, yeah.
Push it out another week.
Yeah.
I think we have to just by December 1st though, right? Has to get done by December 1st. I believe it is, yeah, it's December 2nd. Yeah.
Hang on, I'm just gonna check.
The 2nd of December.
Oh, they're going home.
Well, presumably it will be pursuant to an agreement between the town and Steve. And the applicant. And given that no one will be here, we have a deadline on the first. So you're not here? No one here? What is it? The clerk's name. Yes.
So
Thank
they're
you for your
expecting
indulgence.
to do a closed session.
Heath, although it might be hectic, we could do everything on the 18th. That may be the best given the Thanksgiving holiday. If that's okay with the board.
It's fine with me, I'll be here, but, and if that works for you and Keisha and Millie, I'm comfortable doing it, that day.
Okay.
Motion to,
And then Nick, was that daytime guys or that nighttime?
That's, before our evening meeting.
Okay.
That's our evening, what time does that start, 7?
Right, we'll be starting at 6 just
Right.
for some closed session items and then 7 for open session.
Okay. And then Nick, did you get the email today from Brian?
I did. Yeah, we've been
Okay.
in discussion. We
All right.
reached out. We have an outstanding call to him, but we'll touch base.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.
See you, Molly.
So, Tristan just made a motion to continue this to November 8th. There a second?
Second.
All those in favor,
Aye.
indicate by saying aye. Opposed, no.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Next up is Beachhead 2 LLC. Members, Rebecca Pappas Clark and Timothy Clark doing business as the Beachhead.
Michaela Wilson, representing the Beachhead.
Hi, Michaela.
Hi.
Are there any questions about the Beachhead? If not, a motion would be in order to renew a Class BV license to Beachhead 2 LLC pursuant to a site plan on file and pending any outstanding documentation and fees.
so moved.
There a second? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed, no. The ayes have it.
So thank you.
Next up is 32 Dodge Street, Block Island Opco. Members Robert Blood, Richard Cooper, and ERI Block Island Hotel Holdings LLC doing business as Block Island Beach House, Dodge Street.
Hi, Bethany Brown for Block Island Beach House.
Hello, Bethany. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
We had, if I recall correctly, some questions about this last year, but it went well there this summer, fall? Yes. Yes. Are there any questions from the council about this one?
Well, so again, just from the police, there were a lot of police calls to that location? 6? If I'm reading it correctly. Anything memorable?
And again, it kind of, this also goes back to, everything that we do gets documented by their location. So some of these things, some of it's medical stuff, some of them are, they're calling, asking for ID checks or something of that nature. It's nothing that, as I recall, against anything to do with their license itself, the liquor license part of it.
Thanks.
Thank you, Paul.
So I had a question last year about, you guys wanted to include the hillside on the opposite side of your parking lot as a consumption area.
Yep.
And so you want to continue that.
Yes, please.
Okay. Was that used as a consumption area over the year?
Yes. Yeah. Over the season, during sunset hours, it's a nice place to go up and.
Well, so
watch
what
the
I'm
sunset.
going to say about from where I work in the fall, that there was there was a garbage can at the top of the hill. And an extraordinary amount of garbage strewn about that hillside.
Okay.
Not just in that garbage can, but in the bushes. So the visual from where I work in the fall is of your open dumpsters with garbage outside of them, and then up the hillside to a garbage can that has garbage strewn around it. I didn't see anyone enjoying a sunset cocktail at any point in time, but weeks of garbage till that garbage can was removed. So I guess I would want to know what's in place for dealing with that.
Yeah, we definitely have, people that we have in place. I wasn't aware of that situation specifically, but I'll definitely make a note of it and make sure that that's covered moving forward.
Because I mean, what I would say is if you don't have the staff to adequately monitor people while they're enjoying their cocktails.
Yeah,
maybe
we
it's not a
have,
good location to have cocktails.
we have a bartender up there who's, in charge of the area. So
So it's also a service area.
no, it's just like a service bar setup.
So you set a bar up on the hill.
Yeah, like just a small little, you could take it down kind of service bar.
But the bartender doesn't also take the garbage away.
They do, yes. Or they should be, I should say.
Right, or they don't.
Right, I was wondering that as well. Is it
Well, there's a
Up.
garbage can.
on the hill? The can's up on the hill there. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely something that we'll monitor more closely moving forward. I apologize for that.
I mean, I'm not in favor of allowing service in that area just because it has a terrible look. I mean, that's a high point in a downtown area.
Yeah, I think a lot of it's coming from, people passing through also.
So you think that people are leaving the sidewalk and walking all the way up that hill to throw things away in that garbage can and in those bushes?
No, I don't mean that. I just think that, people, it's an open area. We have, had issues on the beach with different garbage, being left there that's been removed. But, like I said, I definitely will make a point to push that moving forward, that area needs to be cleaned daily and multiple times a day.
All right.
Counselor O'Neill, do you want to set this applicant to inside to the northeast of the driveway only for this season? So they don't cross over the parking area in that small area behind the dumpster and the hillside? I'll put that in a motion. Clearly defined on the map, so the liquor will be served on the northeast area on that patio section only.
you would want to make sure you're including the surf build, that it's your intention to include the surf building
Correct.
itself
Correct.
as well. Just want to be very clear about that.
I would second that.
So the motion was to restrict the liquor service to this space and not this space. No.
And I just want to clarify too, that last season we removed all the beach as a liquor consumption area,
Yeah, there's no,
right?
nothing being consumed there.
So Tristan has a motion on the floor, seconded by Molly to restrict the liquor service to the building, porches, et cetera, but not the hill and parking lot. Is that correct? I'm just converting. Correct. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no.
I'm not clear on what you're talking about. I know, Molly, where are you talking about?
So the motion that Kristen made is to include this? No, yeah. That's their liquor service area. But not this.
Oh, I misunderstood that.
That's what I thought. I can support that.
So the motion passes.
Do you understand what?
I see.
Yeah, we just need to be very clear of what.
Yes, absolutely. Just going to show for Molly.
I think, as I understood it, it was to incorporate this.
Yeah, that's one idea.
So the liquor service area would just be to 6, 140, 142, and 143. And not 6, 138.
Yeah, there's.
That is the way I understood it.
Yes.
6142, 6140, and 6143, and the area shaded in yellow.
You follow that?
Yeah, that's very clear.
Okay, so a motion would be in order to renew a Class BV license to 32 Dodge Street, Block Island Opco LLC, subject to the liquor service conditions contained in the previous motion. Person. Pursuant to a site plan on file and pending any outstanding documentation and fees. I have that motion, please.
Moved.
Second.
Second.
Is that clear enough for folks? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed, no. Thank you.
Just to be clear, so no more hill.
That's
Correct.
Okay, all right.
Next up is Class BV license for On Island Entertainment Management Inc., stockholder Chris Willie, doing business as Captain Nick's Ocean Inn. Hey, Chris. Hi.
Chris Willie for On Island Entertainment Management.
Questions? Not a motion would be in order.
The
Can I
police
just-
calls were not for,
Um,
just for us, so they were for other things as well.
right. I had two things. I just want to clarify again. Your service area is just the building and the front patio.
Yes,
Okay. And,
the actual service area is the front patio, which also includes the second floor deck, but it's not, the second floor deck isn't used, like, we don't use it, but it's included in this, in that area.
And then can you just speak to? Sorry?
There were no major.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Are there any further questions for the applicant?
No, motion to approve.
Motion would be in order to renew a Class BV license to On Island Entertainment Management stockholder Chris Willie pursuant to a site plan on file and pending any outstanding documentation and fees.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it.
Thank you.
Island bond.
Next up, is. Yeah, I know. Great Salt Pond Marina Manager LLC, I can remember the name of the LLC. Members TPG Hotels and Resorts, Inc., doing business as Champlin's Hotel Marina and Resort on West Side.
Elizabeth Connor representing Champlins.
Good to see you. Are there any questions?
No.
I would like to say that I think, your management there has made a gigantic, difference, for all of us. It used to be a place, that at least I, in my 4 years, early on, used to get a lot of calls about. But the work you've done on noise, et cetera, really has been impressive.
Thank you very much.
Any questions?
Oh, I totally agree. I had one question, which was the reach in. So that was, that was brought up at one point about selling the liquor in the reach in the store, right? But
Yeah, that was, so we increased the signage and the service person, the counter person opens any liquor that's not served with food, so that fits under the COVID lines.
Trey, great, thank you. Just wanted to clarify that.
Perfect. Any other questions? If not, a motion would be in order to renew a Class BV license to Great Salt Pond Marina Manager LLC pursuant to a site plan on file and pending any outstanding documentation and fees.
Wait, can I just ask really quickly? That's a really big number.
It's a really high number, isn't it?
Yeah.
Julie actually came to me in the beginning of the summer and she wanted to make sure that we were able to, sorry, Elizabeth, we were able to do more foot patrols down on the docks to make sure that the kids were not drinking, there wasn't underage drinking and things of that nature there. So again, all that gets recorded in CAD by location. So all of those, and showed what Ballard's do is 44. So a lot of those miscellaneous ones, Payne's Dock was another one that we spent a lot of time at this summer doing foot patrol. So those numbers look high, but that's what they were. They were actually the owners being proactive and saying, hey, can you come help us out?
Great, thank you.
So motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Next up is Club Soda LLC, stockholders, Mac Baumforth and Glenn McKiernan, doing business as Club Soda Connecticut.
Hi, my name is Kenny Sugg on behalf of Max and Club Soda.
Thank you. So what's the status of Club Soda?
They are working on it right now to see if somebody wants to take over the bar at Connecticut Avenue. And they are working on it. That's all I have to say. If we can continue this, because he's out of town.
Is there a lease in place?
Not at this time.
Okay. I'll make the motion to deny this applicant.
Second.
Discussion.
Do you have any idea when this would be resolved?
Probably the next 4 months that I know of.
Keith, if I could, I know there was a motion to deny. If we could just have some facts put on the record supporting the basis of the motion to deny, that would make for a clean record. And whatever those facts may be, if whoever made the motion could just state those facts supporting the denial, it would be helpful.
The lack of the current lease.
Yeah, I would agree that the lack of a lease and a location, we can't issue a license to it without a fixed location.
I can't answer that at this moment. Could we get a continuance on this? Because he's out of town. And for the voting that was here, they canceled the last meeting from what I heard. And they pushed it up to him, and he's on the other side of the country right now.
Oh, he's out of the US, okay. Will he be here by the 18th?
Will he be here by the 18th?
Of November? I can find out shortly. Or
I could withdraw and set it for the 18th with the other one. That's convenient.
What do you think? I just, so much of this is it's important when we build the record. Nick, can we put this off until the 18th?
Absolutely. If the board is inclined to continue this hearing, you absolutely can.
Okay.
that'd be great.
All right. Yes, first I'll withdraw my original motion and make a motion to continue us to the 11/18.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor, let's say
Aye.
aye. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It's all good. Let's see, next up is Island Caterers Inc. Stockholders John P. and Adam Renowski, doing business as Deadeye Dick's Restaurant, Ocean Avenue.
Hi, Jess Renowski here for Dead Eyes.
How was your summer?
It was
Did
great.
go well?
Yeah, really good.
Any questions for Jess around the Dead Eyes?
Motion to approve. I don't have any.
I'll second that. And then just
So we have to
to
do
clear,
this form. of
oh,
the
sorry,
motion.
yep.
Okay. So motions in order to renew a Class BV license to, sorry, Island Caterers Inc., doing business as Deadeye Dick's, pursuant to a site plan on file and pending any outstanding documentation and fees.
So moved.
Second.
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 So I just want to clarify with Keisha, like the beaches we removed last year, right? So that's not an issue. All right. Good.
Good. Thank you.
All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Next up, Eli's Restaurant, stockholder Brad Martins, Ann Martins, James Lilly, and Rosemary Tobin, doing business as Eli's Restaurant. Suppose we should start by wishing Ann Martins a happy birthday.
Yes, that's why they're not here. Rosemary Tobin for Eli's. Hi.
Are there any questions for Eli's?
I have none.
We're still open on weekends till Thanksgiving. Well, was.
What about tonight?
Not tonight.
So a motion would be in order to renew a Class BV license to Eli's Restaurant, Inc. Pursuant to a site plan on file and pending any outstanding documentation and fees.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next is TMGBI Operating LLC. Member Thomas Martucci, doing business as One BI Steak and Seafood, Water Street.
Thomas Matucci. Not if you want it perfect, it's gonna keep going, you know. Now, we should be done, hopefully, 95% be done by New Year's.
By what?
New Year, this New Year's, yeah, and then we'll just kind of just tinker it with it through the rest of the winter and the early spring. But
It's been astounding labor and apparently labor of love.
not a stitch of plumbing, electrical, or anything left. We went through the entire thing to just try to make it perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Are there any questions?
I have questions about the service area. What exactly will the service area be?
There'll be no change from when Finn's had it. So the bar is exactly where it was downstairs. Upstairs, they had a service window and we have an outside bar, but it's still exactly the same thing that Finn's had.
Right, up on the Ernie's. So I know last year you requested to have service on a third deck.
Well, I'm not
Which we-
requesting it, so when I bought the place, the documents that were given to me from your committee shows a top-down view and that whole deck shaded in. So I just want to be clear that that was included in the, when I did purchase the place, that was included in that. So, but we won't be serving up there. It would be more the hotel guests would have to come down and get a drink. If they choose to consume it up there, that would be their choice, but we're not serving drinks up there.
Oh, right, so there'll be no service. Okay.
So there's just basically two places you can transactionally get alcohol from, and that's the inside bar downstairs in the restaurant, which is exactly where Ernie's was. And then upstairs, they had basically where my raw bar is now, they used to have a draft system, like a walk-up window of sorts. And that has now become the outside bar about 5-10 feet away. But pretty much it's the exact same layout. And then on the consumption side, still down on that patio outside the back door, which is no change, up on the deck inside the restaurant.
That's all I got.
Question? Move along. So a motion would be in order to renew a Class BV license to TMG BI Operating LLC, doing business as One BI Steak and Seafood pursuant to a site plan on file and pending any outstanding documentation and fees.
So moved.
Wait a second.
Second.
All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
Thank you.
Good luck. Thank you, sir. Next up is Silna BI LLC. Member Atanas Kostev, doing business as Harbor Grill. Anybody here? Can we, I'm sorry, the 18th is doing this, but, you know, given that I think, we should call them and ask them, please, because I have some questions about this. I assume other members of the council may as well. Not questions. Questions about like, when do we think this is all going to happen? So I would postpone this to the 18th as well.
I'll make a motion to move this to the 18th.
Second.
All those in favor indicate by saying
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Next up, Island Pond, Stockholder Cliff Payne and Edward Sands Payne, Ocean Ave.
All right, this next applicant's a family member. I'm gonna step out. I don't have any interest in this applicant, but I will just on the fact that family member.
Terrific.
Sans Payne here for Highland Pond. It was a good summer. Yeah, no issues.
The motion would be in order to renew a Class BV license to Island Pond Inc. On Ocean Ave, pursuant to a site plan on file and pending any outstanding documentation.
So moved.
Second. Those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it.
Thank you.
Next up is Cecil's Black Rock Grill LLC, members Kimberly Ward and Norman Ward, doing business as Kimberly's Ocean Ave.
Hello.
Any questions for Kimberly? Then a motion was.
Do you want to advertise your hours?
Yeah. Yes.
You all should know.
Yeah, what are these specials? The motion would be in order to renew a Class BV license to Cecil Black Rock Grill LLC on Ocean Ave pursuant to a site plan on file and pending any outstanding documentation.
Second,
Did you second that, Paul?
I did.
All those in favor,
Aye.
please indicate by saying aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Thank you, Kimberly.
Thank you.
Next up is Manasseh's Restaurant, stockholders Blake and Paul Filippi, doing business as the Manasseh's on Spring Street. Hey, Paul. Hello. Again. Are there any questions? Okay.
I have none.
If not, a motion would be in order to renew a Class BV license to Manasseh's Restaurant, Inc. on Spring Street pursuant to a site plan on file and pending any outstanding documentation.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor indicate by saying
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Next up is Merkaloons LLC, member Kathleen McAloon, doing business as McAloon's on Cornet. Any questions about McAloon's? If not, a motion would be in order. Yeah.
We're closed Sunday night and Mondays. We open at 4. We have a lamb shank for special tonight.
Motion would be in order to renew a Class BV license for Merkaloons LLC on doing business as McAloon's on Cornick Road pursuant to a site plan on file and pending any outstanding documentation and fees.
So moved.
There's a second.
Second.
All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Next up is KSR Enterprises LLC.
Thank you.
Rita and the estate of Steve Draper, doing business as Narragansett and Ocean Ave.
Seth Draper, KSR. Aye.
Further questions about Narragansett?
I have none.
No. If not, a motion would be in order to review a Class BV license to KSR Enterprises LLC, doing business as Narragansett Inn on Ocean Ave pursuant to a site plan on file and pending any outstanding documentation and fees.
So moved.
I have one question.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You know,
Can you,
second it.
second. So my question is, your service, do you have a bar that's open to the public regularly, or is it mostly special events or?
It's special events
Okay.
primarily. Well, last year there was a fire on the deck, so
Oh,
that kind of
right.
took that out of the use of the property. But mostly it's private events, weddings, rehearsal dinners, things of that nature.
Right. Okay, thanks.
Mhm.
Sorry about
No,
that.
no problem. All those in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Next up is Coastal Resorts International, Inc. Chris Serino and Jackie Serino are the stockholders for the National Hotel.
Julie Natalie's here. Hi.
Are there any questions about the National?
I have none.
Well, if there aren't any questions, a motion would be in order to renew a Class BV license to Coastal Resorts International, doing business as the National on Water Street pursuant to a site plan on file and pending any outstanding documentation and fees.
So moved.
Is there a second? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed, no. Next up is Humphrey.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Joe. Next up is Humphreys Inc. Shareholders, Rita Draper and the estate of Steve Draper, doing business as the Ore on West Side Road.
Seth Draper, the Or Restaurant.
Questions about the Ore? We all have questions about the Ore.
All right. Not open, unfortunately.
If there are no questions, a motion would be in order to renew a Class BV license to Humphreys Inc., doing business as the Or on West Side Road pursuant to a site plan on file and pending any outstanding documentation and fees.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Next up is Old Island Pub. Member Louis N. Gaffett, doing business as Old Island Pub, Ocean Ave.
Hi, Paige Gaffett,
Paige.
Roll Down Pub, my dad now.
How are you guys? Any questions for Old Island?
I have none.
No closing dates, which is really nice.
Open every day.
Motion would be in order to renew a Class BV license for Old Island Pub LLC, doing business as Old Island Pub on Ocean Ave, pursuant to a site plan on file and pending any outstanding documentation.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Ayes have it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is Poor People's Pub, Block Island. James Keating, Brenna Audino, Ross Audino, doing business as Poor People's Pub on Ocean Ave.
How you doing? I'm Ross Odino, representing Poor People's Pub.
Terrific. Any questions? about Poor People's? If not,
I have none.
if not, a motion would be in order to renew a Class BV license to Old Island Pub LLC, doing business as Old Island Pub on Ocean Ave, pursuant to a site plan on file and pending any outstanding documentation.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Have it. Thank you, Rob.
Thank you.
Appreciate you being here. Next up, Island Entertainment Inc. Frank DBA's Junior, stockholder doing business at Spring House Hotel, Spring Street.
Hi, good evening. Frank DeBiase, not junior, third.
Questions about, Spring?
I have none for this location.
Hearing none, a motion would be in order to renew a Class BV license to Island Entertainment Inc., doing business at Spring House Hotel on Spring Street, pursuant to a site plan on file and pending any outstanding documentation.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Next up is Audino Inc. Brennan Ross Audino, doing business as Fish, Cornet Road.
Hello, Ross Odino, representing Tigerfish.
Any questions about Tigerfish?
I have none.
Motion would be in order to renew a Class BV license to Audino Inc., doing business as Tigerfish on Cornet Road, pursuant to a site plan on file and pending any outstanding documentation and fees.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Ayes have it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ross. Next up is Plum Group LLC, doing business as Yellow Kittens, Cornet Road.
Kristen Kai, hi, here on behalf of Yellow Kittens.
Questions?
I have none.
Let's never stop this in the past.
I know, yeah, another question. It was some history. I'll think of it later.
So I know this is like a GIS error, but the deck isn't enclosed on there. A new deck.
A lot of those are off.
Well, possibly because it's a part-time structure.
You're talking about the deck that was constructed over.
So it just,
Yeah,
Okay.
for the record, the servicer includes the new deck.
Okay, yes.
All right, if there are no other questions, a motion would be in order to renew a Class BV license to Cam Group LLC, doing business as Yellow Kittens on Cornick Road, pursuant to a site plan on file and pending any outstanding documentation.
So moved.
For a second, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Guys have it.
Thank you.
All right, now we move on to setting caps on beverage licenses. Keisha, can you help us through this? I just want to, I mean, we have moved. Yes, that's kind of what I was saying.
So the cap would have to stay the same tonight, correct, with these two being moved?
I think. I wonder whether it makes sense to move this question to as well.
Yes.
Oh, terrific. I have a motion to, we don't have any motion. Do you need a motion, or can you just put it on the agenda for the evening?
I need a motion.
Someone make a motion to, put the.
I'll make a motion to move the, so move.
Second.
Favor indicate by saying
Aye.
No, yes, so since we continued acting on a new Class BV beverage license, procedurally, should we continue this matter as well, or is the fact that we continue the public hearing enough?
I'll be honest with you, Keith, I wasn't listening to your question.
Keith, as somebody who was listening to your question, I recommend to be safe and make a motion, if that's acceptable to the applicant, to make a motion to move it so both are heard at the same time.
Good with that, Frank? Can I have a motion to continue the item number 4, acting on a new Class BV beverage license to February
19th.
2025? Are you listening now?
Twice in the first place.
Yes, February.
Is there a motion?
Moved.
Second? Second. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed, no. Next, we have the public hearing for new outdoor entertainment license application for 585 Beach Ave, doing business at Spring House, New Harbor. Frank, do you want to continue that?
Yes, Frank, again, I think it was discussed that we could continue.
Are you working with your neighbors?
I believe our attorney is actively, so they met this evening and they had been in contact, so. And I think I'm not sure. We need to obviously think about the whole package.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I'm good with
Can
that.
you make a motion to continue?
So moved.
All those in favor indicate by saying
Aye.
Opposed,
I think we should, you really did a good job on that.
yes. Next, we have our public hearing for the renewal of outdoor entertainment licenses. Can I have a motion to open this public hearing?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor indicate by saying
Aye.
Aye.
We're now in a public hearing on the renewal of outdoor entertainment licenses. Millie, since I've only chaired one of these, I'm a little foggy on procedure. Do we go through each one?
I've seen this done in many different ways. Exactly. So my only concern is that you may have some people in the audience who want to speak on a specific item. In the past, I've seen you do it as a full group and then taken the comment that way. And then also.
The only thing that I actually, my bias is sort of doing things as a group when we have consensus to do that. The only thing that I really feel compelled to say though is, you know, I think, as we've, certainly as our emails indicate, text indicate, et cetera, but, you know, we had a meeting, where we were talking about, noise meter readings, et cetera, recently. You know, I think we have a good system for reading noise. I do think that, you know, over time, continuing the conversation around noise is important. We've got I think a really, I was actually quite interested and looked at in detail, but the members of the council received a sort of a breakdown from a member of the community, sort of the things that go into making noise and what constitutes noise, et cetera, that I actually thought was really interesting to read. And it of course, I liked it because it confirmed my own opinion, which is that this is a pretty complicated issue, and you know, it has to do with how long the hard planes are, and whether there are right angles, and what the materials are, et cetera. I mean, it's a pretty complicated issue, but you know, I would just encourage those who have outdoor entertainment licenses to review the rules around the outdoor entertainment license, particularly around things like speaker direction, et cetera. I think the complaints and pressure aren't necessarily going away, and the more that we can do as a town, and the more that the holders of the licenses can do, the better off we'll all be. Anyway, is there any public comment about any of these applications, and then comments from the council, et cetera?
I mean, I hope we're gonna go through them one by one. I have a lot of questions. But I did want to address just really quickly, I know probably a different forum would be better, and I wasn't at the last meeting, but I'd love to see us do some work on our application, because I felt like we don't actually set people up to fill it out as well as they could. You know,
But Molly was talking about.
Oh, that's okay. No, just, you know, because we say, you know, describe your type of entertainment, and some people wrote like easy listening, classical, and other people wrote acoustic guitar, band, live music. So, you know, the type of music and the type of entertainment might be, we're not asking the right question. Anyway, it doesn't make a big difference, but it kind of does. You know, whether it's amplified or acoustic, we should be more specific.
I think in a very helpful and productive way, you and Martha, I think, spent a lot of energy looking through the specifics of these applications. So my bet is that both Millie and Keisha would welcome sort of looking at this stuff.
Yeah.
You know, now that it's a process that's living and breathing and growing, so I think it's always a good time to say, you know, maybe we should, for example, add some specificity around what kind of entertainment.
Right.
That's a good point.
This application was, obviously it's now in electronic format, but still the same question, same application, was developed in, you know, 2004. So, I mean, it was 20 years, it's 20 years old, and certainly things have changed since then too. So I'm happy to take any kind of feedback. We can make some modifications, add things that you think are missing, and then we can check with our solicitors and see if we need to do any tweaking to that ordinance to affect that. Okay.
Great, thanks.
I do think, and I won't be here, but it's really important to work on this before, I don't know, March, before budget. Because then you get into budget, and then you get into summer, and then everybody's fried. And then we're back here the next year.
Terrific. So, is there any general public comment on this particular one? Yes.
If we're gonna do them one by one, we have to get to the very, and I'm at the end.
Okay.
So
Any objection to starting with Block Island Pizza Pie? given that-
I'll make a motion that we start with Block Island Pizza Pie.
Excellent.
Second.
All those in favor, indicate by saying aye.
All right.
You better be good.
Does anyone else have to make the ferry? Okay.
No. Any questions about Block Island Pizza Pie Company?
I just had a question that you were, it's, first I can't find your application, but I know my question was the location that you described for the music was going to be, around to the left side of the lot, by the building.
Yes,
So it'd be east.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to clarify that, make sure that was correct. Of course, I can't find it.
Sorry, I don't know my directions. I'm really, I'm really
North, right?
deferring to you as far as that goes.
So it's to the north. East is, I always think of water as east, other east. That was the only question I had on here. Thank you.
So, let me ask the council, would you be adverse to going through these one by one and then doing one motion at the end? Is that okay with people?
That's fine.
Okay, great. Block Island Resorts, doing business, I think.
Kat Harrington.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You can go.
Thank you.
Block Island Resort, 1661, any questions?
I have none.
Aldo's, any questions?
Wait,
I have none.
hang on. Sorry, these got out of order somehow. Oh, I had a question on Aldo's, yeah. They said, they were referring to having it on the deck, music on the decks. And I just wanted to clarify that they must have meant patios, right? I just wanted to clarify it, just the language, because even though I can't find it, I know that oh, here it is. That's what my problem was. I just wanted to clarify. They say upper and lower decks, so I'm just assuming they mean the upper and lower patio, like
Yeah. I
the
would
one
think
under the
so,
awning
too.
and the one in front of the awning.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
2 tickets, AI Management doing business as the Atlantic Inn. Any questions about the Atlantic?
I think we could probably go through most of these and have some example of, speaking back to how sound works on Block Island. Anywhere, I'm sure, but it seems worse here. Because I think, we just did Aldo's. I remember being up at the Harbor Church thinking, where the heck is that coming from? And I think we have that with probably every application we have here. At some point or another, somebody has said, where is that coming from? And then figured out it wasn't where you thought it was. That's just an observation.
Those are 2. Spring House is the direction, when you have that piano player outside, it's the direction of the speaker. So if you would pay attention to that, that'd be great. With the Atlantic, it's probably harder to solve, but it's, for some reason, the wedding tent in that location, that varies.
So my note on here is that the license
specifically says all outdoor entertainment will be strictly limited to performances on porches, patios, or decks physically attached to the licensed premises or within 25 feet of the principal structure. So the spot that they have weddings is not within 25 feet of the principal structure, but I checked with Millie today. That just means that for every wedding, you need to have a special event license, which you may already do. I just wanted to clarify that.
Yes. Oh, good.
You made the offer earlier.
Can we have a motion to put, let's see, it's Audino Inc., Tigerfish, and Four People's Club.
I don't think that's necessary since you're doing them all as one item, because you're not really reordering.
Okay.
I think you can.
Well, thank you guys. Any questions for Tigerfish or Four People's? Thank you very much. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So Shore Mink doing business as valid, and the liquor and the outdoor entertainment, I think are wrapped together.
That's true. Same thing about street. That's true.
Yeah, so we're gonna, when we make the motion, I will make a note that we will be considering the outdoor entertainment portion of Ballards at the same time as we consider the liquor. Is that all right? with you, Mo?
Yeah, I will ask you to just make a separate motion for that one. And if you'd like to, you can do, well, I mean, you can do that right now if you wanted to, and just set it for the 18th.
If you have any questions on beer, if you have any questions. You know, we do that.
Can I have a motion to, continue, the Shore Mink, doing business as Ballards Inn, to November 18th?
Yes, please.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Next up is Beachhead. Any questions for Beachhead? Block Island Beach House.
My only note on here is, on their application, they put entertainment and or amplification will take place on the outside dining deck, lower level, Shell Beach, and this small private function cottage. But from the map, it looks as if the private function cottage is more than 25 feet away from the primary structure, which would require a special event license. Unless it was interior, right? So like music inside
Is fine.
is fine, but music on the exterior would require a special event license.
Champions. Great Salt Home Marine Manager LLC. Any questions for Champions? Island Caterers, Dead Eye Days.
So Champlin,
Oh. Sorry about that.
same thing, special event for, or, oh, so that's what, because it says, on the dock near the bar for entertainment.
It's like our property where we have multiple buildings, which all have different kind of structures and that, like the dock bar and the pool, like they're both primary. They have restaurants on them, restaurant spaces. We got we play, we have outdoor speakers in the plaza area. So we have outdoor music throughout the property, and it's all within 25 feet of the buildings. But I don't know that you could say which building is the primary building and how we would have a special use permit or a special event license to play music in the plaza area or at the pool. Like, I don't know how that would work.
Yeah, see, so you brought up, this is the other kind of question I have about the license that somebody brought up at the meeting last week. So when I listened to the meeting that, I think it's just something we have to sort of suss out a little bit on this license is like, if you're playing piped in music of some sort, it's not really the same thing as hiring a band, right? So we should have a different way of addressing it. So I don't
I'm fine with that. I just don't.
I'm just talking
I don't-
about like a band. Like if you had a wedding on top of the hill under a tent, it wouldn't be on the dock near the bar. So you would just
Right.
want to get a special event license. Am I going down the wrong way here?
I think that I think it's a bigger issue. It's I mean, the outdoor music is outdoor music, regardless of whether it's, I think, a band or, but as far as the primary, I think that Elizabeth has a good point.
I mean, I would say that in lieu of investigating, I think it's a good point to investigate it, but I think there's kind of a grandfathered issue here. I mean, I think it'd be kind of, at this point, hard to say that we can't have music throughout the property. Would be honestly pretty devastating to our operation. So I would hope that we would go forward kind of based on the way that we've always done it, and that if you were going to be making a change to the way that's going to be interpreted, that we all kind of get some notice and some application on that.
I think
That's-
the
that's-
same thing from
Yes.
this license.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know what we like. I'm not talking about the radio or whatever, but I'm talking more about like function, band, separate from like what you have on here, which is like that music
Right.
that you would.
So
like, live
historically,
music that you would-
historically, we have live music at the dock bar, and we also have live music under the tent when we have special events, but we have not gotten special event licenses for most of our weddings because they fall underneath the license. I'm not necessarily opposed to getting a special event license, but again, kind of historically speaking, the property's been considered as a whole.
Right, but then does it fall within 25 feet of a principal structure?
Well, I would say all of our buildings are principal structures.
But even at that, right, is it within
Yes.
25 feet of what you think is
Of-
a principal structure?
Yes, I think that all of the music is within 25 feet of one of our principal structures.
Okay.
Chris, I skipped over on our own entertainment.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's me. Any questions for cabinets? The only thing I would ask, Chris, is, at our last meeting, Renee Meyer brought up that question about the amplified, music in the afternoon, and you would figure that out with her. Easy enough. Yeah. Didn't seem like a heavy lift.
So I also wonder if, so you're like where you have a new structure for having the band under outside. Oh, I know that, right? But previously it was like a pop-up tent type of a deal, right? It was the soft material, wood decking, which has been replaced by like a corrugated metal roof with stone decking, or whatever, not decking, but on the ground, patio, which are much harder surfaces, which move sound around a little bit differently. So I'm just wondering if there's some way that you could, the noise issue seems to have changed along with the change in materials down there. So I'm not making this like a qualifier on the license, but
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if there's something, if you could just maybe look at it and see if that would help so that your neighbors were not hearing what the change in what they're hearing.
So all those things are taken into consideration, and we did make modifications to speaker placement, et cetera. You also have to keep in mind, outside of our property, other things change. Vegetation's one. Property owners cut down trees, hedgerows, et cetera, on their own properties, which are going to affect acoustics. We don't. Ironically, I sit on the planning board, and the property behind me is part of their subdivision where we required them to cut down vegetation that separated Captain Nick's from that property. So I plan on putting something on inside our property line to try to mitigate that, but those are
Great.
other things as well as weather, wind, et cetera.
Right.
So yeah, when we changed material, we certainly took that in consideration, and we found that what exists there now actually focuses it better than a fabric tent towards the direction that we want. So we didn't have any problems.
Right. I mean, there's never one answer to any problem. It's gonna be vegetation, it's going to be, but I'm just wondering, like, anything that you can research that might mitigate the noise around that area. that would
So
help.
the awnings, we put the awnings out to do that very thing. It's not just for sun, but it's also to dampen noise. So we have, long range plans for the property to try to mitigate some of those things.
Right,
Great.
thank you.
All right, so we did Champlin's, Dead Eyes. Any questions for Jess around Dead Eyes? Any questions? What's that? Okay. Any about, I'm gonna call it Finn's, I'm sorry, One Bean Steak and Seafood. Spring House. Just that one issue. Fantasies?
So Spring House, I
Yes.
had the piano, just that it would have to be, I've never been up there when your piano is out there. Just that it would have to be within 25 feet of the building and the speaker issue that was previously brought up. Sorry, go ahead.
Manasseh's Macaroons? No, you don't have to come up, Paul, if there are any questions. I mean, you're welcome to, but I'd be happy to make up a question. Merkaloons LLC doing business as Macaroons, any questions? KSR doing business as Narragansett? Any questions? National Hotel, Coastal Resorts International. Humphreys doing business as the Orr. Old Island Pub doing business as Old Island Pub. Island Pond doing business as Payne Docks. Four Peoples we did. Spring House Hotel we did. Sean Kivelhan, Sullivan House. Adino we did. Yellow Kittens, any questions about Yellow Kittens? Cam Group. Block Island Pizza Pie we did, and John Levesque doing business as the Lunch Bucket. Yes. This was a lengthy one last time, and I just.
Right, so there are some stipulations. The outdoor entertainment is strictly limited to one night per week for the hours of 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Acoustic only, the dates must be agreed upon by Island Bone and Jesse Edwards Studio. And the entertainment plan must be submitted to the clerk's office. He also, on his application, he has requested a movie night with a projector and screen setup.
So is he here? My inclination is to keep things exactly the way that we were. We haven't had any complaints about that. It seems like he's filed his plans with you. He has worked with Island Bound, worked with Jesse Edwards. I don't, absent a description of what a movie night entails down there. I'm not inclined to support it. I mean, if others feel strongly, I'm happy to hear it, but, and does it mean projecting movies against the side of the building down the hill? Does it mean, a small, screen on the patio? I don't. We talked about a magician last year, I know. Right? Didn't you want to have a magic show?
That was a screen against screen.
So for me, my vote on this would be to keep the existing conditions in place. And is that what is before us, or is what, yes? No?
So my sense, so the application that he submitted includes a few of these stipulations. It doesn't include all of them that were given in the past. So it's my recommendation that you would make a separate motion for this application individually. And then you can address all of the other ones as a group.
Okay, I'm gonna ask for a motion to grant the renewal of outdoor entertainment licenses for Block Island Resorts, Aldo's Place, 2 tickets at the Atlantic Inn, Beachhead 2 as the Beachhead, Block Island Beach House, Captain Nick's, Champlin's, Deadeye Dick's, 1BI Steak and Seafood, the Inn at the Spring House, the Manassas Restaurant, Macaloons, Narragansett Inn, National Hotel, the Oar, Old Island Pub, Payne's Dock, Poor People's Pub, Spring House Hotel, Sullivan House, Tiger Fish, Yellow Kittens, and Block Island Pizza Pie Company.
Sure, just to keep it clean, we'll pull Island Pond at the end and I'll step out for that one.
Oh, okay, great. Gotcha. So can I have a motion? So we're taking out Island Pond and John Levesque, which will be subject to separate motions, okay? People follow me?
Yep, so moved.
Can I have a second? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. John, Painstock, what's it called? Oh, on Island Pond, can I have a motion to grant their, the renewal of their outdoor entertainment license? Can I have a motion? Can I have a second, Molly? All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Opposed, no. Let's have it. And then, hey, Tristan, we're ready. On John Levesque doing business as the Lunch Bucket, I would ask for a motion to grant a renewal of their outdoor entertainment license with the same group of conditions and stipulations that were included in their previous license. If you would like me to read them, I'd be thrilled to read them. No one's heard enough of my droning voice today for crying out loud.
So are we pulling the movie night, just keeping the entertainment one night a week?
Yes.
In a few hours, okay.
For the findings of fact.
For the findings of fact aspect of this, John Levesque doing business as the Lunch Bucket had the following stipulations. Outdoor entertainment strictly limited to 1 night per week. Hours of 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Acoustic only. The dates for these evenings would have to be agreed upon by Island Bound and Jesse Edwards Studio. And the entertainment plan is to be submitted to the clerk's office. Is there a second? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Can I have a motion to close this public hearing on outdoor entertainment licenses?
Second.
All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Millie, can I ask for a motion to adjourn? Excellent. Second, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Bill McComb is going home saying, what did I do?
This is going on Beach Avenue, December 1st, 2003.